Neurobiologist John Cronley Dillon is trying to do something that sounds like a miracle. Make blind people see. His inspiration came from an unlikely source.
It was found quite a long time ago that if you'd cut an optic nerve of a goldfish and you waited a few months, it would regrow. The million or so nerve fibers that had been severed would home back into the brain and connect up within the brain. And the question is, why can the goldfish do it and we can't do it? There are a lot of laboratories all over the world that are looking at this problem, and in fact it looks as if we may be able to stimulate the growth, and it's very encouraging, but it's still a long way off.
Professor Cronley Dillon's aim is to come up with an alternative system. He believes that the part of the brain that is normally used for vision can be retrained to adapt to extra auditory input.
The boundaries between the different senses may not be as sharply demarcated as we've always thought would be the case. There are certain visual areas of the brain that receive input from the auditory system.
At the University of Manchester, Cronley Dillon is attempting to teach his blind subjects to recognize pictures by their sound. Like this fish, or this horse. He gives horizontal lines one sound, the pitch depending on its height. Verticals another, diagonals another. Then if the picture is simplified into a line drawing, it has a characteristic sound. The picture can be split into simple sections or played as a whole.
Right, well, I've got a number of images of scenes taken in this area, but what I'm going to do is to let you listen to the whole sound signature for the whole scene. Right, you've heard what I've played, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what you think it is?
I think the major part of the picture is a big building, because you can hear all those verticals, and they're the signatures for many windows.
That's right.
The other thing, on the left and the right of it must be in the foreground, because they seem even bigger in some senses. So I guess the tree must be on the right, must be in the front of the picture. And on the left-hand side, could it possibly be the outline of another building, perhaps?
Yes, that's right.
Professor Cronley Dillon's ultimate aim is that the subject would carry a camera attached to a computer, which would simplify scenes and provide the relevant musical signature, acting as an aid like the guide dog or the cane.
It's a way of touching the world with you. This is what our eyes do. They're touching the world for you at a distance. Now, it's true that touch does that, but with a cane you're limited to within arm's length. We see it as providing information which is not at the present available to a blind person.
The brain is able to adapt and learn new skills because, unlike the hardware inside a computer, the brain is not set in stone. It is of an almost fluid nature. Think of the brain as a pond, and any kind of experience as a pebble hitting the water. Waves of electrical activities spread out through the brain like ripples on the pond. Different ripples merge and form new patterns. The surface of the pond changes all the time. Just like the brain, which is constantly rewiring itself. Every thought, every emotion can create a new connection or strengthen an existing one. This is how we learn.